Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the opening night of NGS Season 5 playoff action, even though we did have a couple of teams sneak in a match last night. Tonight's the first official night. We have a Division B West matchup. Number 3, Make 7 Up Yours. Number 6, Lurk Patrol. And joining me on the co-cast, Mr. Famous. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. Pretty excited to be here and watch some playoffs.
So we'll jump right into our keys to the games and some standing stuff because we do have both teams standing by, ready to go. Our D West bracket looks something like this. Last night, Bellevue did defeat GF Gaming to advance. This is both the Eastern and Western B playoff brackets, and of course the champion of each coast will meet in the Div B Grand Finals in a couple of weeks. This is the B West final standings. Even though Make 7 Up Yours is the number 3 seed and Lurk Patrol the number 6 seed, you can see those teams clustered in the middle. There's really not a big difference. 5 and 5 and 1 for Make 7 Up Yours, and 5 and 2 and 4 for Lurk Patrol. So really not a big discrepancy between these two teams. They did meet actually all the way back in the first week of the season, Famous. Make 7 Up Yours did take the 2-0, but I'm not sure how much you can take from a match that happened about 8 weeks or so ago.
Yeah, it's pretty old news, I would say, for sure. Things kind of heat up towards the playoff runs. People start getting better as the season progresses. Teams tend to gel better. It's a pretty low indication of games to come. So we'll see how it turns out this time around.
Yeah, both of these teams, too, finished pretty strong. Make 7 Up Yours, they had 3 wins, 3 draws in their last 6 matches. And their only loss of the season was to number 1 seeded undefeated Bellevue. Lurk Patrol was really strong in the middle, but they actually lost their last 2 matches. But those matches were against the number 1 and number 2 seeds, so it's kind of hard to say if that was them not playing as well or just getting matched up against a stronger opponent late in the season. We'll find out here momentarily. Both teams are ready. And I am hitting the start game button.
Here we go. Yeah, excited to see this match unfold. Both teams should be pretty evenly matched, I think. There's likely to be a pretty heavy influence on Kel'Thas this season, or this draft, excuse me. Both teams have a 100% win rate with the hero.
Yes, also reminder that in NGS currently Brightwing is banned on Volskaya and Dragonshire.
Ooh, that's probably pretty relevant. We start off with an Azmodan ban, so very strong on Volskaya, removes that stacking synergy and sustain damage. Tronda ban, also, pretty standard considering the double support potential as well as the follow-up stuns and just her overall amazingness.
Looks like Famous both teams pretty much know what they want because this draft is flying along. Kerrigan, after her rework, is all over the place. Not surprised to see that. There is the high prioritization on the Kel'Thas you mentioned. Great call, man.
Yeah, 100% win rate for both teams. Not usually a standout hero, but if both teams love them, makes sense.
Yeah, and that was no hesitation on that pick too. That was like a insta-lock coming out from Lurk Patrol. So this was Make 7 Up Yours choice of map. This is a best of 3 set, so the loser of this game will get to decide next game if they would prefer to have first pick or map pick game 2. And should we go to a game 3, that process will repeat itself. Alexstrasza Diablo coming out on Volskaya. Alexstrasza is so strong on Volskaya Foundry. Diablo so strong with Alexstrasza. Really powerful pairing to open up the draft for Make 7 Up Yours.
Yeah, I like the pairing between the two. I think it was last week when you and I were talking about Diablo and Alexstrasza having the synergy between just a full stack Diablo charging in there and hitting a big life binder. But I think I would like to see maybe the Alex a little bit later in the draft. Maybe pick up a higher priority damage dealer. as we do see a white main response immediately after, so no potential support choke or anything like that. Do have a merge.
So Blaze Whitemane did come out for the Lurk Patrol. Muradin being taken out by the side of Make 7 Up Yours. That leaves a couple of main tanks on the board for Lurk Patrol. Garrosh, of course, ETC with his health buff a couple weeks ago has been making a little mini resurgence. We do see a Nubarak coming out here a little bit as well, so could see any of those, and not surprised to see a Urel band coming out on the side of Lurk Patrol.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Armor from Urel going on to Diablo makes him just a impossible raid boss to kill, and the two can kind of dive in there together and cause some havoc. So I like that ban. I was thinking of some as well. Maybe it could have been a Phoenix ban, just given this synergy between a potential Lightning Breath and Salvo. But they go with the Gul'dan. So both teams heavy influence, emphasis on mages and poke damage.
So I wonder if that Malthael, is that going to be their second frontliner, or are they going to go with a solo range Gul'dan? A lot of options there for Make 7 Up Yours.
Mm-hmm. And considering a triple frontline coming out into the Malthael.
So does this, I think this makes a stage dive side soaking ETC a little more likely with the Blaze Lurk also there as well. That's a nice big beefy front line to have to work your way through. But maybe a little light on the damage. Leoric's really going to have to rack up some damage numbers to make up for the lack of that second assassin.
Yeah, Tychus more shredding. I like this pickup. Yeah, they have a lot. Wow, a lot of percentage damage. It's going to work really well against both the Blaze and the Leoric. ETC to some degree as well, but he'll be kind of moving more in and out than those two. What draft do you favor here?
Obviously, Make 7 Up Yours has the advantage in the damage department, in particular the percentage-based damage. I am leery, though, of Leoric's Entomb, ETC, all the crowd control that his base kit brings with him. Same thing for Blaze. I am concerned about the lack of peels coming out for Make 7 Up Yours. Will that volume of damage be enough to overcome what should be a front line that it kind of wants to get to where it wants to go for the most part? And we didn't really talk about it, but Kael'thas has a circle of damage that's approximately the same size as Alexstrasza's circle of healing. So
that's
if Gunny on that Kael'thas can get those flame strikes timed with the abundance, that could really make those healing pretty difficult, particularly if you take the percentage damage, when hitting multiple targets.
Yeah, I like the synergy between the Kael'thas into the Alexstrasza that was chosen first. However, I kind of think Lurk Patrol's draft lacks an executioner, someone to actually follow up on that mage damage to finish kills.
I would agree with that as well, and let's go ahead and make our introductions. The blue team, Make 7 Up Yours. Funk Panda on Alexstrasza, Tribulation on Diablo, Sukiyaki on Tychus, 7 Up Yours on Malthael. Who did I miss?
Sukiyaki, maybe?
Sukiyaki on Tychus, thank you. I actually think I have the Observer, so I don't want to touch it. Why don't you go ahead and take the red team?
So, 7th Ace will be on Leoric. We got High Def on Blaze. We got Gunny on Kael'thas, Erratic on ETC, and Ektar on that white mate.
Maybe I don't. Okay.
Looks like Blaze and Malthael will be heading bottom. Kael'thas is going to rotate, presumably for that globe. Nope, changes his spine and heads back up.
Alright, so I'm not touching anything. I think I have Falonvith's camera here. We do have an Observer here for this set, and it's a little wonky to get that set up, but I think we finally have it. Who has the advantage in this 4-man?
I
mean, is it cheating to call it a draw?
Yeah, it might be. Neither team is rotating necessarily as 4, as we do have Gul'dan and Leoric up the top. It's kind of a mishmash 4-man, I guess. No one's gotten an advantage yet, at least. I would think the Gul'dan would, but... we'll see.
Lurk Kael'thas is a pretty great clear in the
Yeah.
4-man as well, though.
Oh boy, that is that is a convection Kael'thas. Wow. All right.
It is a convection Kael'thas. So in the
Yes.
bottom lane, Malthael, as expected, is winning against the Blaze. Both teams jumped on their turret camps pretty quickly here.
There's just attempted gank on Lurk top. Looks like he's gonna go down. Nope, it's out with the unstoppable. And they're gonna get the health camp though, because the rest of Lurk Patrol is too far away. They really contest this.
They arrive just in time to possibly, but not quite contest. Now looks like Make 7 Up Yours in the early going here. Just a hair ahead, a little faster on the map objective attempts, the turrets. Health.
Lurk
Excuse
Patrol
me.
did get a little extra experience on the bottom. Plays got a little extra soak there, pushing some enemies into towers, while the rest of the team was dealing with that health camp. So, you know, some wins here, some losses there.
Alright, first objective is popping here in about 15 seconds or so. And Make 7 Up Yours definitely going to have the macro advantage with the Bruiser lane pushing in the top. Lurk Patrol not putting any priority on that. However, Malthael is caught out in rotation. A pretty aggressive rotation there.
Yeah, that would be pretty costly, considering the timing. Gonna
Yeah,
give
timing
over
is
about...
no good. Luckily, the death timers this early in the game pretty low.
Yeah.
Lurk has already rotated top to take care of the mercenary push there. Blaze is in the bottom lane soaking, and here comes Make 7 Up Yours to take control of this objective. Turret already used for Lurk Patrol. It is not going to be here much longer, and it is gone already.
I was gonna say, I think that was a little premature with the turret, because I didn't think they wanted to contest before the camp was cleared up top. However, they've all contested down. Dragon has been popped, so they'll back away. I guess that's a net win.
I think that's a net win for Lurk Patrol because the Dragon Queen had to be popped so early in the contest of the objective. They can simply wait it out and come back after level 7 to recontest that when Dragon Queen is on cooldown. And now they're moving over to their siege camp, trying to force Make 7 Up Yours to make some of the tough decisions. Defend the objective or go ahead and rotate into that top lane to deal with the lane pressure.
Yeah, without the dragon, this is an excellent chance for Lurk Patrol to gain a macro advantage, because they're going to have to either give up this objective or fight it without dragon. That's a huge power slide. Malthael goes down immediately.
The power slide into the Flame Strike by Kael'thas was a really nice synergy between Radic and Gunny there on the side of Lurk Patrol.
So we have entered overtime, but there is a Merc camp pushing top, so that will get some value eventually.
Outside of Make 7 Up Yours is going to secure another turret, and it looks like Lurk Patrol, realizing this, will do the same, leaving Lurk or actually just ETC to hold the point. Make 7 Up Yours posturing to invade one more time. They are at 99%. ETC cannot hold that by himself. He will need reinforcements very soon. ETC is in trouble. Tries to power slide to safety. Unsuccessful, however. His team has arrived to contest, and they are contesting into a turret and numbers. Now Lurk Patrol deciding that it is time for them to withdraw. And a little bit of a morale crusher there as they're at 97%, but Garrett will go. First, Rock'em Sock'em Robot will go over to Make 7 Up Yours. In the meantime, though, that Merc camp pushing uncontested.
Yeah, definitely got some value up top. A little bit of damage onto the front wall, but because of the way the minions stacked earlier, it didn't get too much value. Pretty unfortunate for Radic there. He burned his bump, which is his only way of defending himself from a Diablo, a little early. He had to immediately leave after that. He stayed a little too long, thinking his teammates would be there shortly after, but unsuccessful in that.
Yeah, ETC is not going to be able to hold a point 1v5 very long. For a tank, he's on the squishy side. If that was Johanna, maybe you could do that for a few seconds, but I don't think that you're going to do that with him.
So we do have the well taken out. Kind of the major objective for your first Triglav Protector, so good win.
Looks like we had a DC on Ace, and the most troubling thing about that is I don't know if I'll be able to get the observer back. It was going so well. All right, so it looks like both teams are right
that way. Very quick DC.
Yeah, we like those.
Better than our last week 30-minute pause.
Oh yeah, that's not nearly.
Double front wall, actually. That's a lot of experience. Level 10s are here now. Should mean a free health camp.
Alright, hey, I think I got on the observer twice in a row. I'm going to buy a lotto ticket when this cast is done. Game resuming. Heroics are here for Make 7 Up Yours. It's going to be Horrify, Life Binder, Last Rites, Commandeer Odin, and Apocalypse. It's slightly surprising. You tend to see the Lightning Breath a little more lately. That's kind of the pick du jour, but Apocalypse still really good.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think the Lightning Breath might have made a little bit more sense in my mind, but Apocalypse gives you a better engagement tool, and I think they might feel like they don't have as much sustain given the triple front line, so maybe to end the fight quicker with the Apocalypse might have made a certain amount of sense.
And Heroics on board as well for Lurk Patrol. We have Entomb Combustion. Do I see a Combustion?
Yeah, that is a wild Combustion.
Phoenix, Stage Dive, and Scarlet Aegis. So are we going to see a Stage Dive into a Phoenix, into a Combustion? Is this kind of a all circles wombo combo we're going to see out here from Lurk Control, Famous?
Yeah, it looks that way. A lot of AoE damage. Eventually, once that Entomb is buried alive on 20, that's going to be a devastating combo. Not really anything Alexstrasza is going to be able to do to save anyone inside of that, outside the Life Binder.
And speaking of Kael'thas, 16 currently of 20 convection stacks, so very close to finishing up that level 1. I actually really like that Stage Dive too. There are so many interrupts on Mosh Pit. Forward side of Make 7 Up Yours, and you get a side-soaking ETC. Maybe you get some value in the off lane during these objectives, and you can simply choose to join the party when you feel like it.
Absolutely. He did take Echo Pedal, which makes him a much better split pusher, gives him a lot better wave clear. He can keep his power slide and his knockback off cooldown without actually clearing waves by just proccing his E for heals. There's an Entomb onto Gul'dan. Oh, a huge fear is going to keep him alive. Very good response from Akash.
Yeah, but that is actually a win for Lurk Patrol, as the cooldown on the Entomb traded for the cooldown on Horrify in their favor for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a win in terms of cooldowns, but I think Akash is pretty happy to not be dead.
Yeah, for sure. And you're right, and the Echo Pedal does help ETC in the off lane. It turns his wave pressure from absolutely, completely terrible to just awful. But it does help.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite talents in the game.
It used to be so much better.
True. It's always nice when you're chasing somebody down and it just pops that second time and gets the kill. Feels good.
So now this is what we're talking about. ETC is going to hang out in the bottom lane. He's going to use that Echo Pedal and whatever pressure he can put down there, and whenever he feels like it, and maybe on the back of an Entomb, he will come in. Now, early on the Commandeer Odin, I'm curious if they're going to fight into that. They do use the turrets, and there's the Stage Dive. It catches only Tychus, and now Radic getting chunked out hard, but it's Malthael who goes down. Early blood to Lurk Patrol, and then they catch Tychus in the Entomb.
Yeah, a lot of cooldown traded there. And Malthael just caught a little bit farther out, too far out, away from his team. Good combo coming out from Gunny on Tychus. Left Finder used a little prematurely there.
Also worth noting in the middle of all that is Gunny did finish his convection quest.
Yeah, a lot of bodies getting hit with those circles there, so it makes sense. Looks like a contestation over the health camp now.
And I really like the choice of Burn Flesh at 7 for Kael'thas. You put the percentage-based extra damage in the middle of an Alexstrasza heal. You can get a lot of value out of that. All right. Well, hopefully, I'm not going to switch screens this time. Hopefully, it's a quick one more time. But this is a terrible time for a DC. I'm gonna hate having to unpause this.
Yeah, there's gonna be a pretty interesting combustion spot here.
For
As that's
sure.
one of the only ultimates off cooldown at the moment.
All right.
And
So it
Ace is
looks
already
like
back.
he's back.
Phoenix looks like it's coming online shortly. Aegis as well. Longer cooldowns on the side. So he's very low in the middle of this. Huge fear. Oh boy. And that is a triple kill. I bet you the members of Lurk Patrol wish they had a bunker to hide from that last rites.
I tend to agree, and not just that. The issue I have with combustion, because it's not that it's a bad heroic, it's that bunker is so good, generally speaking. But the thing with it is it can be interrupted. So the times that I pick it, I think you almost have to take the globe quest at 1 that gives him the self-procking unstoppable. Then you can pop your trait when you want to use your heroic, so it cannot be interrupted. So I think that's something they may want to look at when they do run combustion, is that level 1 unstoppable globe quest for Blaze.
Yeah, looking at level 20, we'll have the upgrade to Scarlet Aegis, which will potentially give a team cleanse there, which might be enough to get combustion off. But before that, they're gonna have some difficulties for sure getting combustion to actually work, considering that fear was just perfect.
Make 7 up here is pushing in with the Chiglov Protector. Tychus is caught, and I do not know how Sukiyaki gets out of this.
Oh my god.
Almost, like a half a second.
Close.
Half a second. So a nice defensive pick there, but 16-14 in favor of Make 7 up yours.
He did take Relentless Soldier, which certainly helped in that. He went That's the Stuff, unfortunately. If he went Neil Steel Coating, the 75% armor spell shield, I think he probably would have lived there. On 13. My personal favorite talent for Tychus, makes him super tanky. Gunny's in a lot of trouble if he decides to stick around.
Yeah,
that Triglov Protector can really put up damage.
The Triglov, especially mid to late game, is an absolute monster in team fights, especially if it can get onto one of those squishier heroes like Kael'thas. There's not really a lot tanks can do. You can't peel it at all, so you have to be really careful in your positioning. If
the little purple line on the ground there pretty much will mess up your day.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of push bottom. They're gonna back off, just getting that wave. Turret taken for Lurk Patrol. 7 will move to their own. Malfail pretty far out in lane.
Yeah, I thought that might have been the rotation, but they're actually moving in on the turret. That's a little surprising. It's actually Blaze that's in the top lane, not ETC. But this is a 5-on-4 in favor of Make 7 up here. Fortify into an APOC. Lurk Patrol in trouble. ETC goes down. His teammates in full retreat. And Ector and Whitemane might be in trouble as well, as Malthael putting the damage on.
Oh, they can't turn.
Ace trying to peel, but I think one, if not both, will go down. Last right secures the kill on Ace. Ector goes down as well. And they've lost the turret. Yeah, there it is.
Malthael will get it, yeah. I was going to say, I don't think Lurk can fight into those chokes. I'm sure that they, looking at their own draft, they have a very strong AoE damage in Kael'thas. However, going into a Gul'dan and an Apocalypse is pretty much suicide in a choke point like that. I don't think that's the geography that they really want to fight in.
Well, and furthermore, Malthael was showing in the mid lane. They knew full well that Malthael could get there long before Blaze could arrive to reinforce. So they were giving Make 7 up yours a pretty easy choice to take the 5-on-4 there. It would have been different if it was ETC in that top lane. He could just choose to dive on in there whenever he feels like it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that gank on middle probably made a little bit more sense for that
actually,
rotation.
I thought that's where they were going when they started rotating to mid lane.
Looks like a snap, split decision or something. Either way, shouldn't really cost them too much. Just a little bit of experience. No objective loss other than the... Actually, they ended up getting the turret and then lost it after dying. But just that turret. Some XP. Which will mean the race to 20. They're setting up a bush gank here. See if Alexstrasza rotates through or Diablo isolated.
Basically, they would really want to catch anybody but Diablo, and make 7-Up yours must smell something because
Yeah,
they are
this is
not coming out.
absolutely. You're a level and a half elite. There's no reason to leave your gates, and this is perfect shot calling, honestly, from the side of 7. Just get that XP.
And I'm curious if make 7-Up yours. I think they're going to chill in the other lanes and push out for 20 before coming down here onto this point C.
Yeah, I'm sure they're posturing up top. Diablo's anchoring for the so. Excuse me. It looks like they're actually gonna push. Try and force a fight with 20.
Well, they're going to get the structures enough to pick up 20 right here. Or very close to it anyway.
Oh, ETC. That's a wall bang. He's gonna be able to.
The Lurk Patrol does arrive to drive make 7-Up yours off. They do get a little bit of an initial lead in the channeling of the objective. However, level 20 has arrived from make 7-Up yours. And Lurk Patrol is either going to have to fight 18 to 20 or simply give up the objective. One of the two.
Yeah, I think at this point you just give up the objective, sacrifice a keep, and make sure nobody dies on defending the keep, and then you don't lose core, and then you can fight 20 of your 20 later on in the game. But I think taking a 20 disadvantage fight and then losing the protector would likely mean game.
Yeah, and
they're gonna push mid lane actually and get some counter XP,
and a little bit top both.
Decision. Yeah. However, that being said, the bottom port will be forfeit, which will strengthen the upcoming push, increasing the odds of an actual game-ending push with a couple kills as well.
And I like this call too to go ahead and grab the biotic emitter.
I'd like 7 to just keep pushing bottom right now, which they looks like they will.
That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, that's going to have to force a response. You can't let them keep the clear. ETC should be staying in the top, I think. And
you gotta get that 20. Looks like he will.
Looks like he will.
Oh,
no!
He did not cancel the back. That's a huge loss.
But level 20 is going to be huge for Lurk Patrol with the Buried Alive and the level 20 upgrade on Scarlet Aegis. For White Man and even, dare I say it, ETC has a lot of really good 20s. I've seen some pretty creative uses on Death Metal. It kind of gives you access to both of the heroics, if that's a route they choose to go down to. The level 20 upgraded Stage Dive is also really good, but they gotta get there first, fans.
Yeah, Kel'Thuz's taking a lot of damage. Chip. Here comes Phoenix, gonna get the poke on. The arc getting flipped. Should be okay. APOC comes out. I don't know about that use. Commandeer Odin's out as well. They're actually defending very well at the moment.
I was just going to say the same thing. Early returns on this defense are pretty solid. Nobody going down, and they do catch Tychus in the Entomb, forces out the Lifebinder. Ace now has to Wraith walk away. I'd like to see Lurk Patrol just back up here. They kind of got mission accomplished out of this.
Yeah. This is pretty impressive, actually. Huge defense.
Big time defense. They're going to hit level 20 here any minute now.
That was a level 20 advantage pushing onto a naked keep, and it only took half damage.
That's as clean of a defense in that situation as you're going to get. That's a big win there for Lurk Patrol, that they managed to keep all of their structures in their last line of defense up. No Kata spawning. Big win for them, and they do hit level 20.
Yes, we will see the upgrade onto Stage Dive and Scarlet Aegis, as you were mentioning.
And the upgraded Combustion. Leoric still not showing. I would be shocked to see anything other than Buried Alive, though.
Oh, Kel'Thuz. The flip actually goes on to Blaze. That'll save Gunny for the moment. Last Rites takes out Blaze.
And not only takes out Blaze, but also interrupts the Combustion. That's why I really like that self-proccing Unstoppable. Or Blaze at level 1 if you're going to take that. I wonder why they chose to send Lurk top instead of ETC with the Stage Dive. They've done that a couple times.
Yeah, certainly a missed opportunity there. APOC just to, I guess, buy himself some room. Re-engage happening here. Yeah, with disadvantage with the kill, I think they should take this turret and continue to siege bottom, try and get this fort, or keep, excuse me.
I know one of the things that's serving Lurk Patrol here very well is between the Leoric and the Kael'thas, they can basically just destroy any wave that's going in, and it forces Make 7 Up Yours to tank the keep damage. They can't keep minions up when they're sieging with those two.
They do have the turrets, however, which will drop now to tank people's shots.
There's the upgraded stave dive, catches 3. Diablo goes right onto that ETC. Blaze has spawned, will be arriving again. Another great defense by Lurk Patrol. And this keep stays up again, Famous.
Yeah, well, we did not see actually buried alive. That is a level 10 and 2. So we did go for the hardened shield upgrade. There's the horrify, but Gul'dan does go down. That's
a big pick for Lurk Patrol there. 60 seconds, no Gul'dan on the battlefield. Let's see what Lurk Patrol does with that.
Radix backing, presumably to push out Song. Nope, he's going to go bottom. Moving towards the health camp at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get the health camp and then maybe invade the other side. Bruisers, take out top fort, something where they're abusing the fact that Gul'dan not on the battlefield for a pretty long time.
Ace, trying to find a kill somewhere again.
Yeah, Ace is keeping tabs on them pretty aggressively. They know exactly where Make 7 Up Yours is. And now we do have ETC in the side lane as well as Leoric. So ETC in particular can, of course, launch off the top rope anytime he needs to help out his friends.
It looks like Leoric was just providing an anchor for ETC there. Makes a fair amount of sense.
So this game will go on. No keeps down. 22 minutes into the game. Level 22 to level 21. A couple of epic defenses and at the bottom keep for the side of Lurk Patrol. Although I think...
Yeah.
I wonder if they're just going to rotate and grab it. Like, it's so low.
Yeah, if they had a better split pusher, I would say definitely do that. But without, like, if they had the ETC on their own side, they could probably afford something like that. Apply pressure on some other part of the map. But looks like they're just going to fire over the objective.
Now ETC is coming up. Lurk Patrol making their move.
Yeah, Ace taking a lot of damage, but he is Leoric. There's the Entomb. He's dead instantly. Horrify, Combustion, Apocalypse, Lifebinder. Tyke is taking huge damage. He's going to die of that poison. Doesn't get a heal.
And he does, and that's actually the first... They need to put that biotic emitter down. He's going to go there. He finally uses it, but it's not going to matter. 4 members, 5 members, a complete ace.
There did so much work.
Yeah, and that's going to be game 1 Famous, going over to Make 7 Up Yours. What I started to say is that is the first combustion we've actually seen able to channel to completion this game was in that last...
Yeah, and they had to, he kind of had to thread the needle between the Apocalypse, but he popped it immediately after the Horrify went off, so... Playing around the cooldowns of his opponent, which is, well played. Yeah, I don't really like the Leoric 20 Shroud of the Dead King, which makes you invincible for 3 seconds, which sounds like incredible, but Buried Alive is probably the best ability in the game.
Yeah, certainly one of them, and with the triple front line, I don't think their staying power was as much of an issue. They really needed to get it on that Alexstrasza or the Gul'dan, bury him alive, and Kael'thas damage. That really should be all she wrote if they're able to get that buried alive on really any of those backliners.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as we suggested in the draft portion of the game, the lack of an executioner really came to bite Lurk Patrol. They didn't really have anyone to follow up on that Kael'thas damage. They did have a lot of AoE damage, as Kael'thas did 105,000 damage, which Akash actually on Gul'dan kept up with very well at 103,000 damage. So both mages putting on a clinic on how to land those circles.
And so I have heard from Lurk Patrol they are going to pick map for Game 2. We will be going to Infernal Shrine, so I'm going to leave these talents up here for just a moment while we get that set up.
Awesome. So likely going into Infernal Shrines, we'll see a high priority on mages again, the 2 competitors we have tonight, and the map really plays into the fact mages are really, really strong on Infernal Shrines, both that Kel'Thas and that Gul'dan.
After seeing why at least Lurk Patrol prioritizes Kael'thas, because they got a lot of mileage out of it. Worth a ban when you're making the adjustments between games?
Maybe. I think they didn't really ever punish Kel'Thas' positioning. I think they only killed him once that entire game. So maybe actually, I was gonna say, Kel'Thas is one of the heroes that I wouldn't necessarily ban if I thought my opponent was going to pick. I would try and draft a strategy around assassinating that Kel'Thas because he is pretty vulnerable, doesn't have any escape abilities. So if you have a high burst assassin like a Genji or some kind of dive, something like that. But if they don't feel comfortable running some of those tools, maybe just give her a flat out ban.
And if you're the side of Lurk Patrol, what's the adjustment between these games? Do you ban out the Alexstrasza on Infernal Shrines because she's probably just as powerful here as she?
Yeah.
Maybe more so. You could make.
I think even more so. Yeah, I think on Shrines, just the AOE damage and healing on top of the skeletal defenders gets so much value, and really pushes the time it takes to get the 40 skulls is actually pretty rapid if you're already like halfway through, which is usually when you get the dragon out. So if you have 20 and then you pop dragon, it's pretty quick to get the next 20. Unlike on Volskaya, where it's like you pop dragon in overtime or in the last 15-20%. But if you have to get like a sizable lead beforehand to actually get that value. So I think she's even stronger here.
I agree. She effectively almost lessens the amount of Shrine Guardians you need to actually get to secure the objectives, because you get to about 25 or so, and if you have Dragon Queen up, it for the most part seals that objective for you unless the other team is significantly ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, especially pre-10, when no one has heroics other than basically Alexstrasza, who has 2. So she has that the dragon game, which is just so important when there's no one else with ultimates or heroics, I should say.
We are very close to having both teams in here for game number 2. Shrines.
Gul'dan, I think, played exceptionally well as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was either banned or taken away as well on the side of Lurk Patrol this time, however.
Yeah, one of the kind of considerations when going from like Volskaya to Shrines is the maps kind of play very similar. So you can really take a lot of those heroes and kind of transpose them. Gul'dan is good on both, Kael'thas is good on both, Alexstrasza is good on both. So you can really take that information gained from game 1 and apply it to this. It's not like you were at Battlefield of Eternity and then you're going to Shrines where things just change so differently. So with the information these teams glean from one another, curious to see how these bans change.
Yeah, particularly the drafts we saw from both teams actually really lend themselves to Infernal Shrines in particular. Like Leoric's best maps, probably Infernal. Diablo's best maps, probably Infernal. Same with Gul'dan and Alexstrasza, and I think Kel'Thas probably as well.
For this time, however, we will have Make 7 Up Yours with is Lurk Patrol's choice of map, and Lurk Patrol, of course, they need this game, famous, or that's going to be it for their NGS Season 5. No change, though. Tyrande, out she goes. She will not be played.
We do have an Azmodan ban once more. So all the same so far.
I think it's the mid ban where you're more likely to see the adjustments, or the second one, Kerrigan, still not letting her through. I don't blame them one little bit. She, and Raynor. So the exact same bans. Kerrigan does need some knobs tuned down just a hair. This draft is exactly the same, but backwards, as this time. Make 7 Up Yours will first pick that Kael'thas.
Yeah, not super surprised. I'd love to see a response in the Alexstrasza. I really don't let that go to 7th here.
I really just want to see the exact same thing backwards. So I want to see Lurk Patrol grab Alexstrasza Diablo right here.
Yeah, actually, that'd be pretty awesome. I think that's how I would play the draft as well. There's a Hanzo. Okay.
Hanzo and back on that blaze.
I like Hanzo. And the Blaze are really high priority as well. I think they're both good heroes, but I don't necessarily like their positioning in the draft because of what you're giving up.
Maybe Alex Straza, Harley.
Yeah, very, very powerful draft coming out from 7th so far.
The Blaze, while he's still solid, just I don't see him as highly prioritized in the meta. If Lurk Patrol really digs on the Blaze, I think they could probably get him a little bit later in the draft and possibly could have prioritized somebody different and still gotten their hands on the Blaze if they wanted. Diablo banned out from Lurk Patrol. Whitemane going to be banned out from Make 7 Up Yours.
Yeah, so they've lost, the kind of higher support picks. They're still Deckard, which they'll pick up. And yeah, and then I think the Urel going over to 7th was a big win. She's very strong on Infernal Shrine. She really enables your other frontliner to get more work done, given the armor. There's the Johanna pickup. Solid. Johanna, Blaze, Deckard have a lot of synergy together, just a lot of AoE crowd control. So Johanna can go in with a big condemn. Blaze can follow up with the with his jet propulsion, and Deckard can get a big root on top of that.
And Johanna plays Shrines probably the two best warriors, with the possible exception of Sonya, at clearing out those Shrine Guardians. They're, for frontliners, very strong on the objective.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah. What do you like here for the last damage, Jaina? Okay. I like the Jaina, actually. Really strong into Arthas, who struggles with mobility, and this constant slowing from Jaina will prevent Arthas from getting on top of Hanzo and Deckard.
I will say, though, an Arthas Urel slows on the Urel jump, that slows Arthas. I think it could be difficult for the side of Lurk Patrol to retreat if they overstay Urel jumping on them and the Arthas keeping the perma-slows on them. So it'll be interesting to see how they leverage those kind of pursuit abilities.
I think 7 pers is going to be the kind of linchpin to see how the drafts kind of match up. I think the amount of disruption Urel can provide jumping over terrain and getting into the back line will be the kind of the big foil to Lurk Patrol's draft. Because I think Arthas will kind of struggle to kind of go east-west to try and get those team fights.
Right. He'll rely on Urel to jump in there and muck things up.
Exactly.
All right, so the blue team, Make 7 Up Yours, 1 win away from advancing to the Div B West semifinals. We have Akash, Eltha, 7 Up Yours on Urel, Tribulation on Arthas, Sukiyaki on Tychus, and Funk Panda, Alex Straza.
7 Up Yours. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. All right, Jaina is going to be played by Ace. We got Ektar on Deckard. We got High Def on Blaze. Gunny on that Hanzo. And Radic on Johanna. Howling Blast scouts the bush. Deckard doing a good job getting his potions out. Urel makes their way to top. Get that soak early.
So we do have, once again, Convection, Kael'thas. Both of these teams mirror each other with the Convection.
I really dislike that. Mad Addicts is a really good talent. Really helps, the sustain with Kael'thas in surviving fights, but also just the mana is really important.
Last game, it made a little more sense to me with a triple frontline and a solo assassin Kael'thas. I could see making the argument that you should be safer. You want the extra damage. But not as much this game. We will have to see if Akash can wrap up that talent quickly. Or if he loses it once, that's
big root.
You really lose a lot of value. Radic was going to be in trouble here, and this is what I was talking about. He just could not get away.
Johanna really has to play around her Iron Skin. If it's off cooldown, she has no business being on that half of the map.
Yep. For sure, and as expected in the top lane, Urel is bullying that Blaze a little bit. He did already have to tap, and that's going to be Urel's lane to win up there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually having a Q build Hanzo coming out with target practice, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Um, Makes a little bit more sense on the objective, I guess. To get more of those explosive arrows off 4, to get the skeletal defenders. But the W build is traditionally the go-to.
Simulation actually did a nice job of setting up those flame strike stacks there for Akash. I think he got 2 of them on the back of that howling blast.
Some good synergy there. We will have our first Cosric, or second Cosric camp, excuse me, picked up. Arthas will scout that out.
Ace almost caught out, but just skip away in that bottom lane. A little bit of missed soak, I think, here for Lurk Patrol and giving that mid Merc camp plenty of time to push in there.
Yeah, and the bottom Cosric camp will go over to 7th, pushing during the objective, which is going to keep Jaina down probably a little bit longer. So it's a little bit of macro control going over to 7.
And we saw that a little bit in the early game of game 1 too. Make 7 up yours. Their macro seemed to be just a little bit quicker, a little bit more decisive, and kind of gave them a couple early game advantages, just like it will here. They're already on the objective. Make 7 up yours will make their way up there, but probably going to be 10 or so of these Guardians picked up before Lurk Patrol arrives.
Yeah, the Lurk Patrol could decide to forgo the Shrine and push a different lane if they wanted to, given the Dragon on the side of 7, but it looks like they're going to contest.
So, and with that Dragon Queen, a few more of these, and they've really got this secured already.
Yeah, there comes Dragon.
I do like the Blizzard by Ace, put it right on top of the Abundance though. That was really nice usage that completely denied the healing on that particular cooldown. However, we mentioned Dragon Queen was utilized, and the objective very quickly went over to make 7 up yours. If there's an Alexstrasza on the other team, you simply cannot be late to these objectives.
No, either you're there super early and win it really hard, or there at all. Looks like Tsukaya is going to try and get some damage on Ace, but I don't think either one has any kill pressure on the other.
Now, especially maybe with the cooldown reduction on the Q for Jane at 7, she could win something.
Yeah. They're going to get half of the front wall, I guess. Not too much more than that. Without Tychus there to do damage on the wall, they didn't actually get too much siege. So yeah, just the one turret and the gate itself.
So I will say that Convection Quest is humming along smoothly, and Akash just hasn't seemed to be under any pressure at any point this entire game. Just picked up his 11th Convection stack.
Yeah, making some good progress on that. We do have a really aggressive scouting from Gunny there on the Hanzo. It's pretty brave to check those bushes with his face.
Now he's going to find an Arthas for his troubles,
Yeah.
and he may be in trouble. Is able to jump over the wall, hide behind the Johanna. There goes the Scroll of Sealing for some nice zoning peels. Howling Blast doesn't catch any. And Gunny able to limp away some bruising for his troubles.
They're probably pretty ill-advised there, but got out. No harm done.
There goes to the Herodric Cube, catching Sukiyaki, but they decide he's not quite far enough out, or do they? Now Ace a little far forward, not caught up by the Howling Blast, and a good thing, because I think Jaina would have gone down if that root had landed.
Yeah, I think some... Ooh, there's a good root onto Deckard. He slows, counter root. Jaina's pretty isolated. Blaze or Uriel aren't coming down, so she's okay. I was going to say, it looks like a little bit of miscommunication on the side of Lurk Patrol. Jaina stayed a little bit longer, and then Johanna decided to stay a little bit longer after that. But they all kind of came in together. I think they could have killed Tychus.
Yeah, some skirmishing here in the mid, but no one really able to put any terribly strong kill pressure on the other, just kind of trading some cooldowns.
Yeah, just saying what's up.
Yep, basically. And despite the first objective and some structural advantage and the extra kill to make 7 up yours, they're really not as far ahead in experience as you think they would be, not even a half a level.
Yeah. Good challenge choice coming out from Deckard on 7. So he does pick up the Emerald. So if he can land that on top of one of those abundance healing, that can negate all of, or 75% of the healing for everyone there, as it's a huge AoE Herodric Cube. That could get pretty big potential as well on top of a life binder, if that's the option, which it is.
So level 10 is achieved basically simultaneously for both sides. For Make 7 Up yours, we have Phoenix, Odin. That is Ardent Defender for Urel, Army of the Dead for Arthas, and Lifebinder for Alex Straza.
And then we do have Ring from Jaina. We have Lornado and Combustion once again for Blaze, Dragon Arrow, and the Blessed Shield from Johanna. So yeah, they went with the Combustion again. There is setup, I guess, for the from the Dragon's Arrow, as well as there's the Ring. So if either the Combustion lands or the Dragon's Arrow lands, it can help set up that Ring.
Now this time Lurk Patrol is here. They are on the point. They are not late. Odin is popped. Make 7 Up yours wants to take this objective. Johanna forced to pop Iron Skin. She's getting chunked out. A flanking Urel putting pressure. And look at where Ace is. Man, he wants that big ring.
Yeah,
he may get it right here. He lands it onto Kael'thas's Blizzard. But the Lifebinder is late. And a flanking Ace able to pick up the Kael'thas at about the same time that Johanna fell. Meanwhile, back on the front line, this is a full bar room brawl, a 1-for-1. Both sides retreating to lick their wounds. Dragon Queen should expire here shortly, and then maybe Lurk Patrol comes in one more time.
Fell back on that flank again. Ace getting chunked out by the Tychus grenade. There comes the Lornado to try and secure the objective, but Urel dives in, pops Ardent Defender. Blaze getting very low, does not have a bunker. Can Urel finish the kill? Nope, she will not. Punisher goes over. Good play by Lurk Patrol. Ace making that huge play, killing Kael'thas.
Yeah, that's about as aggressive and ballsy of a naked flank from a Jaina as you're ever going to see there.
Yeah, that is like, I got Bolt of the Storm, I got Sprint. No, he doesn't have either of those. He's just crazy.
He's got just enough cooldowns to melt Kael'thas before Lifebinder drops.
Yeah, he's got to really watch out for Urel, because she could be lurking on those flanks if he decides to go for one of those plays again. And if he stumbles into her, that's going to be a bit of a problem.
And I've eaten my words before, but I would be surprised if Make 7 Up yours lets that happen again.
Blaze getting that soak up top. Both teams at 12. That was just a front wall again. Johanna finding the whole team here. Can pop Iron Skin, but that root landed on Jaina. That could have been a little bit worse.
Now Lurk Patrol needs to get out of here. Blaze is not with them. Ace is in trouble. A defensive
very low for a counter kill potentially. Huge
nobody.
Arrow. 7th there. 8th very low. There comes the Lornado. And I'm surprised nobody dropped any damage onto Tychus that fight. He was at like quarter HP the entire time.
That was a 5v4 victory, Famous.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a huge Dragon Arrow.
And Ace was definitely caught out of position there, but not only were they not able to confirm the kill on him, they actually picked up a counter kill onto Kael'thas, resetting convection stacks.
Oh, before that, wow, that's a huge loss. Well, that's a pretty good sign for Lurk Patrol. They need the W here to keep themselves alive. And they're going to get a Khazar camp for their efforts, or second Khazar camp, I should say. Jaina, again, very aggressive positioning in that mid lane.
Yeah, Ace feeling pretty good.
Kill her right now.
Arthas wants to catch her in rotation. There goes the Howling Blast. Ace still mounted, able to move away.
Yeah, while she was dismounted in the mid lane, and Arthas was mounted, if he just ran at her, popped his slowing E there, he could have got the slow and got the instant kill, but going for the root instead can be a little difficult to do, especially once Jaina's mounted.
The Blaze still in the side lane soaking. You know, I didn't get to see because I was really focused on Ace in that last fight, but was Blaze able to get Convection off on the objective? Did you notice?
Oh, on the
in that big team fight over the last.
No, I was pretty much watching the Jaina flank too. I did not notice.
Blaze sniffs out the.
Yeah, he's very alone, and he does not have a bunker, and he should go down here.
Yeah.
Huge arrow! Oh my god.
into the Ring of Frost, a 1-for-1 with Tychus and Blaze both falling. A arrow from way downtown actually synced up with that combustion and turned what should have been an isolated pick out on Blaze into a 1-for-1 on the Tychus. And Urel forced to use Ardent Defender on that 3-man Ring of Frost. That's a 110-second cooldown or so on that. That's a big deal.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible, actually. Lurk Patrol keeps himself in the game. Poor positioning, getting caught out a couple times, but then just turning around and firing off all their wombo combos, getting some kills. Now they're going to get a huge lead on the objective.
And they're going to have advantage with the shorter cooldown heroics. They will have all of their heroics certainly before Ardent Defender is back online. Blaze has arrived. Both sides are here, 5-on-5, and here we go again.
Oh, 8th is very, very caught alone. Arthas is on top of him for now.
But they're not going on Ace, they're just letting him wail on Arthas. Now he finally tries to make the move on his team, unable to do so, isolated out. Ector in trouble, and he will go down. Ace finally gets the ice block, but it will not save her for long. The aggressive positioning from Ace on the Jaina finally bit him there. I'm surprised they didn't turn on him sooner, to be honest. He was up there a long time.
He was very, very isolated. Put out a lot of damage, actually, in return trading. Arthas couldn't really close the gap to get on top of him and was pretty much killing her all by herself. But they did manage to get a Kel'Thas kill, or a Deckard kill in the midst of all that as well.
So initially, Momentum was wearing the Lurk Patrol jersey. Now she looks like she's taking it off, going back toward Make 7 Up Yours. A really close game here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see our first fort go down. Both teams rounding on 16. Whew.
So Hanzo in the mid lane off soaking for 16, Urel in the bot lane side soaking for 16. This will give Lurk Patrol the man advantage until Urel makes her way up here, but if you count John Cena, it's still a 5-on-5. Radix should be procking over the wall. There he is using the Iron Skin to get out of the way. A huge flanking Dragon Arrow catches 3 into a Blizzard Ring of Frost. Insta-delete on Kael'thas and Alexstrasza.
Are so good.
That was...
Oh, Gunny dies to the Arcane Punisher laser.
Oh my goodness, other than the Gunny dying to the lasers, that was so well executed. Big flank from Gunny. Ace was right there, aggressively positioned to land the Ring of Frost Blizzard Instagib. 3-4-1 in favor of Lurk Patrol. Big defense, great plays coming out there.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible. I was going to question his positioning there with the big flank from Hanzo, but he was just setting up for a Dragon's Arrow.
I mean, that's one for the highlight reel, to be sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was awesome.
And now, if you're chatting in the comms of Make 7 Up Yours, do you want somebody to be on those flanks? Because that's twice you've gotten burned by big-time flanks, first from Jaina and then from the Hanzo arrow.
Yeah, definitely somebody's got to be watching them. Well, not so much on that one. Pretty short distance arrow, but on the mini-map, make sure somebody's watching that. It's going to be a bit of an issue. And then keep track of, I guess, the Jaina and the Hanzo as the chief flankers. You would have thought Blaze, but no, he's looking for a more standard approach.
Yeah, the synergy, the Ring of Frost into the... sorry, I should say the Dragon Arrow into the Ring of Frost. Ace was in position, ready to go. As soon as that arrow hit, all of that Jaina damage went down. I mean, Alexstrasza and Kael'thas just had no chance. And it reset the convection stacks one more time.
Yeah, they got a lot of burst damage in their composition. A lot of AoE burst. Especially with that combustion on top of that as well. Yeah, the levels pretty much even. Just a little bit of an advantage to Lurk Patrol. And yeah, just the one fort down.
Yeah, 6 kills to 6 kills. Dead even in level. The only real advantage structurally, top fort gone on Lurk Patrol side of the map, but that's really the only thing separating these teams at this point in the game.
Yeah, exactly. We do see Ace on his Shaman camp. Looks like 7th will be moving towards their own Shaman camp. So those are going to match. And pretty much the waiting game at this point. Johanna's actually bottom. They can Seven can take this fight.
Oh, Ace is in trouble.
Yeah.
There goes the Howling Blast. Tornado might be enough to save him. A defensive Ring of Frost. Counter kill on the Kael'thas one more time. Every time Lurk Patrol gets caught out, it seems like there's a counter kill, but not so for Blaze. It's going to be a 2-for-1. A great decision from Ace, realizing once he was dead, let me just drop all my damage on somebody, and they were able to get the Kael'thas.
Ben's the Lifebinder. Yeah, I really don't think Radic can be the one split soaking there, and they really need to be anchoring properly if their whole team's going to be that far out in lane. There's nowhere to retreat to. That fort's already been down. So I think just kind of poor decisions on the macro there.
And nobody anchoring to save Jaina there. And, you know, Blaze, even if he's in the anchor, he might get caught out and killed too without Bunker. There really needs to be Johanna there. And Lurk Patrol moving in despite being down 2 men currently. Durell dives onto the backside. Johanna now retreating, gets caught in a root. And I really want to see Lurk Patrol back up. They cannot contest this 5v4, can they, Famous?
No, but it looks like, oh, Blaze is still making his way. There's the dragon. Now you gotta leave. Oh, there's the arrow, so they're re-engaging. Durell's on the back line. Ace is super low. Johanna pushed in, has Unstoppable, will back away. Odin's wailing away, pushing the rest of Lurk Patrol away, and that'll be the Punisher. So nothing really lost there, actually.
Yeah, I think they kind of got away with that a little, and they did force out Dragon Queen. They did force out Odin, but that was a really aggressive. And Make 7 Up here is not punishing them for stepping in without numbers like that. Really razor focused on making sure they secured that objective.
They'll pick up 20 with this first tower here. So look to dive past the Punisher and fight the team. They do have the 20 now, so that will be Flamethrower from Kael'thas. Let him hit the backline with those Flame Strikes now. Increase range on his Q. Upgraded Odin, big red button. Won't be able to pull the trigger because they stumped it earlier on, which is actually probably would have been the difference for saving that keep. So, I mean, drawing out those cooldowns with that aggressive decision making earlier, it kind of paid off.
Yes, it did. Level 20 here, just around the corner for Lurk Patrol, and they have shown themselves to be masters of keeping their keep up. I love the siege pressure though. They're just going to come down and they're going to destroy this fort, no questions asked. While we're down here, we're going to pick this up on our way down to the bottom camp.
Yeah, not a lot to be done there from Lurk Patrol. Just concede that. Clear mid. We do have 20s now. There's a huge wave up top going to push on that fort. It's going to do a lot of siege damage.
Both teams kind of hovering around the mid lane. Convection now at 7 stacks after being reset at least a couple of times here. I think that wave is going to get top fort, Famous. It's real close.
Yeah, it's about to be reinforced by another one. If the first wave doesn't... Oh, it's got it. Never mind. For sure. Yeah, minions are pretty strong 20 minutes in the game.
That's the first structure destroyed on the battlefield.
Yeah.
By Lurk Patrol.
That's giving them almost an equal win condition option. Just the front walls on both top and mid have been removed for 7.
So a little bit of a waning game. Both teams simply posturing at this point. That objective should really pop any second now. And a slight advantage in the bottom lane. Next objective will be there. The fort for Make 7 Up Yours is there, giving them a place to retreat to, a safe haven. No such luxury for Lurk Patrol.
That was really brave positioning, leaving Jaina to do that camp. They didn't actually have vision on the whole of 7's team. I mean, you can expect they're on their standard camp, but you don't actually know. They're going to rotate onto Blaze, who's not mounted, so this is going to be a Howling Blast. He's got the slow. He's got his Jet Propulsion out, or he's in big trouble. There's the Tornado to get out. Howling Blast connects one more time. Durell's on the flank.
A fighting retreat for Lurk Patrol. So far, it looks like they'll be getting out. I assume she has Indestructible, so she should be able to get away. She does, and she does. A lot of cooldowns burn.
What was the Lifebinder?
For Make 7 Up Yours.
Yeah, that was a lot of resources spent. Ardent Defender, Lifebinder, Commandeer Odin, Phoenix, and
Basically
just the Lord
everything but
NATO and
army.
the Arrow. Yeah, so that's gonna be a big problem for them coming over this objective fight.
I mean, I'd like to see Lurk Patrol just jump straight on this objective right now, get this little bit of a lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't let them get in there early to utilize Dragon Queen. I would like to see one of the two tanks in that top bush. They're completely blind to whoever's going to come in there. Convection or Flame Strike catches two. Akash really able to hang out from way in the back line and safely poke away now.
Yeah, we do have a Shaman Camp pushing top, so if that's not responded to eventually, that's going to get some value. But they do already have 24 Skeleton Defenders, but they can end the objective quick, which is now at 28.
Sukiyaki and Jaina dueled in the backside. Tychus, played by Sukiyaki, was actually able to dodge the Ring of Frost and finish off the Jaina. And then back here in the main fight, Blaze goes down, and I think Lurk Patrol is in trouble.
Yeah, it looks that way. This top keep probably going to go down here because it doesn't look like... Oh, sorry. That Shaman Camp did die. Deckard caught out of position. He's going to go down. Likely a pretty... It's going to be a pretty tough defense on this bottom.
Yeah. Especially if they get one more. I know they're at 34, but I don't think Johanna's going to be able to get 6 of those. If it was at like 38 or 39, maybe a suicide in for it, but... Yeah. 34 is still just a little far away.
That probably should do it.
And Jaina opted to take the kind of... There was like a little 1v1 duel with Tychus away from the main team fight. It could have gone either way, but once Tychus juked the Ring of Frost, Ace was in trouble.
Yeah, I missed that entirely. But... yeah, the 1v1 definitely pretty impactful there on both major damage dealers. Odin's been popped. Keep should go down momentarily. Johanna's still 20 seconds away. There's a huge arrow. There isn't going to be anyone to follow up. Ring's going to come out shortly. There's a Lifebinder making sure health toss is okay. No ring popped. Gunny very low. High def going to go down. No bunker to save him. Ace looking for another flank. There's the ring.
Does catch two.
Ooh, Akash is gonna. Oh, Joe, he does go down just from that last crossbolt.
Yeah, he got sniped by the piercing crossbolt.
Yeah, good last fight there, but definitely that duel kind of decided the game.
Yeah, Lurk Patrol was looking real strong in the kind of mid to start of the late game, but a couple decisive engagements allowing Make 7 Up Yours to pull off the O series victory. And we'll see if we can get those guys in.
Absolutely.
I was wondering if in that little duel why Jaina didn't use her root at 16 to lock in the frost, and he took the northern exposure of vulnerability. What are your thoughts on get the root on vulnerable northern exposure? And
I choose the root if you don't have a good setup for your combo. But if you do already have the arrow and
which
the Johanna, yeah, with the pull, I actually prefer the northern exposure because it adds the extra burst. The 25% armor reduction can really aid to your wombo combo potential. But if you're doing it raw, which he kind of, I mean, I guess his first combo was, yeah, I was gonna say
he did both.
So it's a give and take given the both abilities. But they're both pretty good. Nothing else too crazy. The Q build on Hanzo is pretty strange, but I think Gunny did very well with his ults, especially, but did fairly well in terms of damage as well.
So while we're waiting for those guys, we'll go ahead and pop up our bracket. Lurk Patrol will face the winner of Guardian, which is being played right now because all of the Div West games are being played right now.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Looks like we have Funk Panda,
Funk
in
Panda
the call.
joining us. Welcome, my friend. Congratulations. How you guys doing?
Hey man, I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
Doing great. So, Div B West really liked playing tonight. We will have all of the results of all of the games after this evening. You guys get to play the winner of FM and G Guardian Esports. I want to jump to game 2. There were a couple of moments in that game where Jaina had a big flank, was able to get to Akash on the Kael'thas, and in the top lane they had a big flank out of Hanzo. What were comms like when those maneuvers were coming out from Lurk Patrol?
Well, when Jaina did it, it was like, ah, that's pretty good. But when Hanzo did it, it was like, okay, fool me one time, shame me on me, fool me twice, fool me 3 times, can't get fooled again, you know, like my man George Bush said.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, those wombo combos certainly were kind of the big foil you guys is playing. You guys got a lot of picks out catching the opponent out of position, and then they kind of just turned around and dropped everything and got a kill in the counter.
Yeah, man, like towards the later game, kind of like out-rotated them, got a lot more objectives in them. We were winning more team fights, which allowed that to happen. But early game, you know, they were kind of the lead when it came to rotations. But you know, just once we started rotating, everything kind of clicked into place.
Yeah, I got a question. The Kael'thas, obviously a big priority for both of you guys. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Man, Kael'thas ain't no priority for us. Man,
No?
it was mostly like just take it from him because we were like,
okay.
man, this dude weak as fuck. So,
Right
so
on.
take it from him.
Well, I think I'm out. You guys want any shout-outs on your way out the door, Funk Panda, before you get to relax for a week or so before advancing next week?
Man, okay. The only shout out I gotta do is to the owners or runners or whatever to the Nexus Gaming Series, man. Like, so do y'all know what exactly went down? Because man, I ain't heard nothing except like rumors and speculation. So I mean, I'm just curious on like what went down, why the website is down, why everybody crying, why everybody bitching. So what is going on? That's the only shout out I want to make. I want to shout out to them for fucking up something that was kind of good.
Well, I mean, that's past us now, and all of those people are not around anymore. So there's just no reason to delve into it because none of those people are here anymore.
Okay. I see how it is. Y'all avoiding the drama, you know, but it's okay. I feel that, you know, don't want to open up spilt wounds or, you know.
There's no need to relive it. We move on.
Okay, I feel you. But anyway, no shout outs to you, man. Y'all take it easy.
All right. Good luck next week, guys.
care.
Congratulations again.
All right, Lay, peace.
All right. That's Funk Panda with Make 7 Up Yours advancing to the Div B West semifinals, where they will play either GF Gaming or I'll bring that bracket up again. G Guardian Esports or PFM. So stay tuned to the team up calendar for that. My shout outs: Famous for joining me, Falendrith for observing, and I even stayed on the observer camera. Famous, any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Philandrith as well. He did a really good job.
As always. Any shout outs on your way out the door, Mr. Famous?
Shout out to you, of course. Love being on your channel. Shout out to NGS as a whole. Shout out to Mega Man. I'm casting with him, I believe, Thursday night.
He's good dude.
Yeah, should be fun.
All right. Well, take it easy, everyone. Keep an eye on the playoffs. All kinds of great NGS action this week. And I'll probably be somewhere around co-casting for somebody this week and back next week to continue Div B West playoff journey. So stay tuned for that. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Take care.